Hi YouTube, it's me Kay, and I'm finally back again with another video. It has been almost a month since I've posted a video, and I think I posted one about 2 weeks ago, and it didn't come out quite how I wanted it, and it was freezing and it was kind of long, so I deleted it and I decided to make it over for you guys. But as you can see by the title down below, I'm going to be doing my very first story time about why I quit my job. So, without further ado, this is why I quit my job after almost a freaking year. I worked for this office for almost a year. I started August the 17th, 2015. Today is August the 14th, 2015. So, I quit about 3 weeks ago. 3 to 4 weeks ago, so I was like a month shy of making it a year. But anyways, there were a lot of things that were wrong with this office that I worked at. For starters, when I first started, the first day I was there, I really didn't get the training that I felt like I should have gotten. I went in and a lot of the employees did not know that I was coming, so it was kind of a shock to them when I just showed up. And a lady, I'm gonna call her Miss Sarah, so don't be trying to sue me or say I use your name, because your name's gonna be Sarah. So anyways, Sarah came up and I was like, hey Miss Sarah, are you going to be training me? And she was pretty much like, I didn't know you were coming, but yeah, I can do that for you. And she gave me 1 day of training, and that was pretty much it. And I pretty much had to figure out everything about the office on my own, or like whenever I would need something, I would kind of be like, where's this? Where's that? What about this? What about that type of thing? But I worked in an area, and it was me and another girl. And I got the job because they thought that the other girl, we're going to call her Emily. They thought that Emily was leaving in November. Now, keep in mind it's August. I had to take my test and everything. And I told them, I don't have my licensing yet, everything just yet. But it's coming. I've applied for them and everything. Well, I started on a Monday. And on that Friday, my license came in. But from Monday to Thursday, I worked... just worked around the office doing other things other than my job. But then my license came in, and she was pretty much like, okay, well, you can jump in and you can help me see these patients and everything. So I was like, all right, I'm kind of nervous, but cool. So I started helping out doing that. Well, once I got pretty good at it, we started taking days, and my boss, Dr. Boss Dilly Bob, he didn't really care what we did, and I should have known then that there was something wrong, like there was no organization. Whenever I could just decide, okay, I'm not coming to work this day, and if Emily would come for me, then fine. And then there were days that Emily didn't want to come to work, and I would cover for her type of thing. Like, it was just between us. He didn't really care who was there, just as long as both of us were not there on the same day, and at least somebody was there. He didn't really care. And I should have known then that something wasn't gonna be right. I should have known then. But anywho, it started to be a problem from the first day. Like, I would come home and complain about everything. And I thought honestly that it was just me not wanting to be there, just being lazy. But the more I stayed there, the more I found out why people kept leaving. My boss, Dr. Boss Dilly Bob, he wasn't a real talkative person. Like, he was the type of person that would talk behind your back, seems like, and would allow the word to get to you. Like, one day, Emily was at work, and I was supposed to come in that next day. Emily was supposed to come in after me, type of thing. Like, just every other day we would work. I got a call from the front desk lady telling me that Emily's gonna work the rest of the week and that I didn't have to come to work. And I was like, no, that's not gonna work. We get paid every 2 weeks, and I'm not gonna get paid for a week. How's that? How are you just gonna tell me not to come to work? This is how the voicemail went. Oh, hey Kim, this is blah blah. Emily's gonna work the rest of the week, and you can come in on Friday. We'll see you Friday. Well, Friday was only a half a day, so from 8 to 12. That's no time. And I did not stay in the same city that I worked in, so I would have to drive to my job. I don't think that was worth it. If you feel the same way, comment down below and let me know. Well, I went in, I was like, I'm not gonna put up with this. This is not what I want to do. That's not fair, type of thing. And I went in the next day and everything was hunky-dory. Everything was back to normal. Well, Emily was supposed to leave in November. November came and Emily was like, I'm not leaving anymore. I'm gonna leave this date, this new date next year. So it was like, all right, cool. And we kept doing what we was doing, and my boss was still not being very much like a boss. Like, he didn't really talk to us unless we brought something to his attention. And whenever we talked about something, he would always forget that it was discussed, so he wouldn't keep up with anything. Like, it was just really unorganized. And if you know me, you know that I like to know what is expected of me. And I really didn't know what was expected of me at that office. I would get calls saying, like, I had to be to work at 8 and I would be almost to work, maybe 10 minutes away from my job. And they would call me and be like, okay, well, you don't have anybody, you don't have to come to maybe 10. Okay, but I'm right here. So I would turn around and be like, all right, cool. And then I would get a call like 10 minutes later and be like, oh, well, somebody just came in, you need to come in, type of thing. Like, no structure, no organization. One day I came to work and nobody was there. And I didn't know what was going on. I honestly did not know what was going on. And I couldn't get in touch with anybody for like 15 minutes. But come to find out, they had all decided not to come to work. That they were not going to work. And it wasn't everybody in the office. It was just certain people. It was not everybody. It was just a few people. And if you're watching this and you're from my job, you know who I'm talking about. But anyways, I got in touch with one of the girls and she was like, oh, nobody called you to tell you we weren't coming to work. And I felt like that was my boss. My boss should have called me and be like, hey, Kim, we're not coming to work until 10, so you don't have to be here until 10. But no, nobody called me and was like, we're not coming to work. So I was sitting at my job for a couple of hours because I didn't have anything. I wasn't going to go back home, and if I went back home, I wasn't coming back, type of thing, you know. So I don't know, like, my boss would get mad about something that I did mistakenly and would just say little slick stuff like, oh, I'm gonna have to find somebody else because she not doing this. But he would never come to me and tell me what the problem was. How can I learn from my mistakes if you never tell me what the deal is? Or if you never let me know that there's a problem, I would never know that there was a problem. What else? I would have to clock out, and that's not fun at all. I would have, if there wasn't people on schedule, I would have to clock out. It didn't matter if it was 5 hours. The day work was from 8 to 5. There was days that I clocked out, had to clock out at 9:30. And didn't have to come back until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I just told y'all that I don't live in the same place that I worked in. And I would have to clock out and just find stuff to do around the town until it was time for me to come back to work, or unless somebody came in, or they would call me and be like, oh, somebody just came in, we need you to come back, or they're not leaving, we need you to come in, type of thing. Like, I wasn't getting paid to be on call. I wasn't, and then it was a problem if I didn't answer my phone call, like their phone call. But I just eventually got really sick and tired of it, clocking in and out. It was just annoying. And there was a day I had to clock out, and I told my boss, you know, if I leave, I'm not coming back. I'm telling you the truth, I'm not coming back until tomorrow. And he didn't care. He was pretty much like, I don't care where you go, I don't care what you do, but you need to be back here by 3. And it was like 9. So, I mean, what was I supposed to do? Like, I didn't know if he was threatening me to, like, fire me, or I didn't know. So, you know, of course I came back. Who wouldn't? But I came back, and it was like, ever since then, there was a problem, and I had to clock in and out, and it was just a mess. And eventually, you know, back to Emily leaving. I'm sorry, this video is all over the place, but bear with me, you'll get the point. Eventually it came time for Emily to leave again. We had Emily a going away party and gifts and everything was good, and Emily left. Well, once Emily left, I got to work the whole week because, you know, we were taking turns working every other day. Well, she left and I got the whole week. That lasted for maybe a month, and Emily decided she wasn't going anywhere again, and she came back, but somebody was supposed to tell me that she was coming back so that I didn't come to work. And nobody told me until the day before I was getting ready to walk out. And it was like, oh, you know, Emily's coming back, so you don't have to come to work tomorrow, or you don't have to come to work Thursday. Like, I thought that was just so rude, because that was me, you know. I was working. I was doing a whole week, and now all of a sudden she's coming, and now you cut my days. Yeah. But Boss Dilly Bob didn't see a problem with that, and obviously nobody else saw a problem with that. So Emily came back, and I started working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Emily took Thursdays and Fridays. And then Emily left again a couple weeks later, a couple months later, and nobody told me. Emily had told me, but I didn't feel like it was Emily's place to say, you need to come to work tomorrow because I'm not coming. I felt like that was my boss's responsibility to come to me and say, Kim, Emily's not coming to work. You know, can you come back and work? It would have been fine. It would have been no problem whatsoever. But that did not happen, y'all. That did not happen. I ended up not coming to work that next day. I knew Emily was not coming, but nobody told me. My boss should have been like, make sure you come tomorrow. She's not gonna be here. Well, they called me early that next morning. It was like, Kim, are you coming to work? You need to be here. And I told him no, I wasn't coming. So he was calling me all day. Well, he called me twice and was like, are you coming to work? Are you coming to work? Type of thing. And no, I'm not coming. And I told him, I was like, I didn't know she wasn't coming. You should have told me. And he pretty much was like, I thought you knew. Like, you can't assume that I know everything. Just like I can't assume that you know everything. But he was the type of boss that he would just forget what was said, or he would forget things a lot. Like, a lot. But I ended up coming to work the following week, because I was like, you're not gonna keep playing me like this. Don't keep bouncing me around, not telling me nothing, trying to make it look like it's me the whole time. No, it's you and how you running your business. What else happened? He got to a point where he didn't want to pay us to be there late. Like, he didn't want to pay me my rate. And the thing was, he was like, okay, well, if you're doing this, I'll pay you your rate. But if you don't have anybody, you got 15 minutes to be out of the office. Like, you have 15 minutes to be gone, because I can't afford to pay you if you're not seeing anybody. So I was like, okay, that's kind of messed up. But common sense would say, if somebody else is busy and you see things need to be done, then why not do it without having to be asked or told to do it? And that's how it was. Like, I would see things in the office that need to be done, and I would do it, and he would get mad and be like, you can go. Or his sister, she worked there too, she would be like, Kim, what are you doing? Or if you're helping, you can clock out and you can help, but you're not gonna stay on the clock and work and do that. Like, what sense does that make? Like, obviously I'm working, trying to help the office run smoother. You don't want me to do something. If I see the other girls are busy and I have an opportunity to do something, why not do it? And it was benefiting me as well as him. So I don't know what the problem was, but he just didn't want to pay me to do other stuff if I didn't have anybody in my chair. There was a day that some hours got taken out of our checks, and he didn't know what was going on, but once I brought it to his attention, everything worked out for the better. Like, I ended up getting all my hours, but before then it was like 10 hours out of a 2-week check. That's a lot, y'all. That is a lot. I've been needing them hours. I need that money. It was just crazy, and I started to feel emotionally unstable. I would hate getting up in the morning. It was always so hard for me to wake up and go to work. My mood would change as soon as I would pull in the parking lot. I would just it would seem like I would be there all day, and time, I could see so many people, and it just seemed like time was at a standstill. I was just tired. Just tired. What else happened? Something else happened. Something happened with him, and we couldn't see certain people. And he was accused of doing something that we don't know if he did or not, because he really didn't communicate and tell us what was going on with him. And we ended up having to work every Friday and Saturday all week. And I was working Monday through Saturday all day, like busting my tail for the same pay rate that I make during the week. Which I thought was crazy, because we were working twice as hard on Fridays and Saturdays as we were during the week. But we were seeing a lot of people, and I was seeing a lot of people with I was seeing a lot of people without the help that I needed, if that makes any type of sense. Like, I needed more help. I couldn't do it by myself. You cannot physically be greedy and expect good things to come out of being greedy. You just have to take things slow and wait for your blessings. Like, you can't treat people, or you can't treat your employees like crap and expect them to be there for you whenever something's not going right. That's not how it works. Like, you treat everybody how you want to be treated. To be honest, I don't know. It was just bringing me down. So I finally just put in my notice. And the bad thing was, I put in the 2 weeks notice, and when the day that I was supposed to quit, my last day, I quit on a Saturday. And then that Monday, my boss Dilly Bob, called me and asked me could I come to work on a Friday and Saturday for the next 3 weeks. But I quit. And then his wife, she was supposed to come in and do an exit interview with me. And he didn't tell her that I quit. She just was thinking that I just didn't show back up to work. And he led her to believe that I did not put in a 2 week notice and that I just quit. And I told her, when I saw her, I was like, no, that's not what happened. And then I started telling her everything that really happened. And you could tell she was kind of like, yeah, I didn't know that. But anyways, that's why I quit. It was just a lot going on. I wasn't happy. I was reconsidering my career path. I didn't know what I wanted to do, y'all. And I'm still kind of like iffy. I still don't know what I want to do. But it was just crazy. It was really crazy. I was tired, and I didn't have any energy when I got off to do anything. All I would do is come home, eat, shower, and go to sleep, and do the same thing over and over. I was just tired of it. So tired. And what really made me go ahead and quit was, there was this girl on YouTube, and she's a Caucasian girl with orange hair. She has on a blue shirt, and her title was I Quit My Job. So go watch it if you can find her. I don't remember her name, but I watched her video, and it just really made me want to quit. It just made me feel like, okay, people quit their jobs every day because they're not happy, and there are other things out here. You're not stuck in one place. And she was right. I ended up quitting, and I got another job, and I really love this job. I feel a lot better when I'm off. I have energy to do everything, and I'm not miserable. At the other job, I would fuss all day, and I told y'all I was almost there a year. I promise y'all, I fussed every day for a year about that job. I hated it. I really hated it, but it was my first job ever. But it was great experience to teach me to appreciate other things when I get in a better office, and I'm really thankful for that. But whoever that girl is, I appreciate you. If you ever come across my video, I really do appreciate that. And I encourage you, my followers, anybody who's watching this video, to do what makes you happy. Don't continue to stay in one place if you're miserable. You only have one life to live, and you do not want to live it being miserable. That's all I have to say, and that's why I quit my job. If you like this video, thumbs up it. If not, just comment and tell me that you didn't like it. Either way is good feedback for me. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.